When Dakota Ditcheva horrified America,
Right hand. Is going to be unbelievable. And there it is.
this is fighting is art. Let's talk about it. On the 22nd of November 2022, Ditcheva had a highly anticipated matchup against American Corinis, who was undefeated with 3 straight vicious finishes. But Corinis also developed a poor reputation for trash talk.
I love to crush dreams, so let's go.
And she felt she could defeat the 6-0 Dakota. And so, the Masterclass began.
Ditcheva!
Once the fight started, the British Bulgarian worked her kicks.
After that kick attempt,
And she managed the distance.
back to the southpaw.
Unfazed by what's coming her way, Dakota stayed in the fire.
Gina stepped.
Her wicked front kicks cracked the American. And she punished her rival for every attempt at attacking with vicious right hands.
Phil debut featured a lot of clinch work so far, all out from distance. Oh, right.
Seeing how she is starting to become a punching bag, Catherine tried the hugging approach.
And there's the clinch.
And she wanted a deep sniff of Dakota. But Ditcheva, proving to be better everywhere, she showed her grappling defense and brutalized Corinis in the clinch.
As well, now trying to push the arm, and she will land knees with the quickness. So on her last
Easily controlling Corinis, she took top mount position and rained hammer fists on her adversary, showing no mercy.
fight, here she is on top.
What's the combination? Don't get stressed.
Hampton Dakota did a good job of getting that shin pin there.
Corinis tried the butt scoop approach,
Ditcheva steps out. Goes to work on the legs of Catherine.
and Dakota punished her with stinging leg kicks.
Ditcheva uses them great, that T
Getting back to the feet, Dakota was about to change Corinis' life forever.
advantage.
Argliata stands Catherine.
At first, she released knees to the food basket.
Doing a great job of staying, keeping her back against the fence.
With only seconds left in the round, Ditcheva charged forward fearlessly and unleashed a big right hand that cracked the American on the jaw, and the bombastic shot sent her crashing to the canvas in a heap. Then Dakota relished the chance to land a heavy hammer fist, but the fight was already over.
A big shot and a right hand.
See that right hand straight away. He tells me how much power's in that right hand every session, and I'm starting to believe it myself.
Roaring for joy, Ditcheva had uncorked a vicious knockout, which will announce to her future opponents that dangerous poses an immense danger. In 2024, Ditcheva made her debut in the PFL American season against Lisa Mwalden, having won PFL Europe last year. For this tournament, elbows were allowed, allowing for a gladiator-like performance this time.
Dakota! Ditcheva!
It was domination from the opening bell as Dakota showed off her judo skills.
You saw the smile on Dakota Ditcheva's face as she heard a couple of boo birds.
4 minutes in, Ditcheva landed a stinging straight right, left combination to the body of Mwalden,
Rips it up.
before dropping her with a powerful knee.
Ditcheva, right back. Oh, big knee. She's in trouble.
Another knee to Malden's baby factory made her go down again.
Looked for a moment like she was going to be finished, but no quit in this woman. Another knee to the midsection. Left hand coming.
The American was able to get back up, but Ditcheva sent her back to the canvas with another well-placed kick to the body.
Ditcheva asked her to stand back up. More body shots. This one does.
And the referee stepped in to stop the contest, handing Ditcheva 6 points thanks to the first round finish. Dakota and her next opponent, Gina Bishop, were asked to promote the fight by breaking down each other's recent performance tapes.
Honestly, I wasn't really bothered. I don't really care who I'm gonna fight. So to me, yeah, wasn't bothered.
Ditcheva didn't seem overly impressed by Bishop's striking.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed. She's got good jiu-jitsu, but her striking didn't look the best. I'm not gonna lie.
As for her opponent, she had to say something, but her attempts at poking holes in Dakota's striking weren't too convincing.
I mean, I think that there's a lot of stuff where she's a little bit kind of overcommits to things, which will give me opportunities to, take advantage of it.
It was clear that Ditcheva had the confidence edge, even if Gina was trying to play things cool.
I think Dakota does good when she can, kind of bully and put pressure, but I'm not one to back down.
Gina also wanted to dismiss Dakota's hype and star power, which we're certain she'd prefer to have behind her instead of her opponent.
Let her have that. It's more of like media and other things you have to do when you have that. So I'm like, the less I have to do, the better.
But talking trash and actually delivering the goods are two very different things. And with Taila Santos watching from the stands, knowing she would face the winner, the stage was set for a great showdown.
This fight for a $1 million women's flyweight championship.
Talking trash is easy, but could Gina Bishop stand up to the heat when it mattered most?
Jenna Bishop in the blue.
Well, Dakota didn't come storming out of the gates like she usually does, instead taking a short feeling out process.
That is her favorite target, and in recent fights has led to her victory.
When Gina did manage to end up on top, as she hoped, the question was whether she could keep Dakota there or not.
That deep double leg picked her up by the back of the thighs and flared her to the mat.
It didn't take long until Dakota fought her way back to her feet.
Now she's set up a triangle, but I don't think she's going to get that on Jenna Bishop.
Well, her leg was between the legs of Jenna Bishop in a butterfly position.
But as soon as Ditcheva proved she could fight off the takedown, she was in total control.
KO, I will tell you, the confidence that she's going to have down getting up is going to be unbelievable.
This was no longer a fight, it was an execution, and Bishop's chances of winning plummeted to below zero.
And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Bishop in trouble. And that does it.
In other words, this was a walk in the park for Ditcheva as soon as she dealt with the wrestling threat.
Ditcheva silences the doubter.
And she made a point of taking a few shots at her doubters, some well-deserved payback against all of those who doubted her ability to stop a wrestler.
Ditcheva hunting, there's a big knee right up the middle into the knee, and then the second one right on the chin. That puts Bishop on her back. Dakota makes her stand.
Yet another merciless highlight for her rapidly growing reel. Dakota had booked her spot in a $1 million showdown.
In a teep, and then a straight right hand that puts Bishop back on the ground. The referee's seen it.
Taila Santos actually had a pretty good idea to drum up some hype for her fight with Ditcheva, wearing lipstick to try and paint Dakota as a pretty face and little else. Ditcheva seemed genuinely amused by the whole thing and a little surprised. Doesn't mean that it was going to rattle her on fight night though. Nope, this woman's mind is bulletproof. Taila Santos may have given the legendary Valentina Shevchenko one of the toughest fights of her career, but Dakota is a different level of dangerous in the cage. Neither woman was here to make friends, and the lack of glove touch should have come as no surprise to anyone tuning in.
Instructions, touch gloves if you like. Let's fight.
How would Ditcheva deal with someone as experienced as Santos? That was the major question coming in.
Defeated through 13 fights, 11.
Softening her up with leg kicks seemed to be the go-to strategy for Ditcheva early.
25 for Santos.
I'm interested to see if Santos has a takedown.
Some overeagerness from Dakota gave Taila her first path to a takedown attempt.
You got try feints.
That was a nice right hand. Holy cow.
There was a frame with that.
But that did not go as she expected, and when Ditcheva reversed position, it was a surprising turn of events.
Now hooks to get Dakota Ditcheva to the ground.
Nice body lock.
With one takedown attempt foiled, you could see Ditcheva's confidence growing.
She needs to be careful that left hook.
The game plan for Taila: survive the early rounds and attempt to slow this wrecking machine down.
Not capitulating on that takedown from Taila.
Santos get a lock and keep her there.
By the end of round one, she was definitely getting into her rhythm. Santos was a sitting duck on the feet, not showing any of the sophistication that was emanating from Dakota's game.
Under 1 minute now in this first frame. And a flurry from Ditcheva.
Santos was not having fun in there at all. Her takedowns were failing badly, and Dakota was starting to really piece her up. Could Santos claw her way back into this fight? Because it really seemed like it was slipping out of her reach.
For PFL season, Dakota Ditcheva still undefeated.
Dakota was clearly full of confidence after that first round, and she was ready to step on the gas and deliver even more violence in round two.
Randy Couture here beside the PFL Smart Cage.
Taila just didn't have anything for Ditcheva on the feet, no way to defend herself, and very little offense.
Up to 8% off site-wide $1 swag bundle for free.
All Ditcheva needed was to wait for the perfect shot to present itself, and this one would be over.
There's two big knees up, trying to frame out.
And her attempts at wrestling once again proved to be totally ineffective.
The opposite way, she's going to have to turn to her right to spinning.
Dakota was in no rush to end this, picking her shots with expert precision.
Sometimes she steps and has a little look. The gaps are, she's a very observant fighter in that.
Santos really had no other route to victory except for these desperate takedown attempts.
Head position, Dakota trying to get the tie.
And Ditcheva made sure to punish her every time she escaped.
Sneaks out of the side, lands an elbow inside.
Santos was merely clinging on for dear life at this point.
Santos is hurt. Coming in from Ditcheva. There's a couple. Santos is hurt.
And when Dakota knew the finish was near, those expert killer instincts kicked in and caused her to turn up the heat.
Aggressive style you're talking about. But perhaps literally as it's coming from the mouth.
Once Ditcheva gets into this mode, it's damn near impossible to escape her fury.
Has not yet.
And even though Santos was regarded as one of the best flyweights on the planet, she was made to look like an amateur in there with Dakota. With the PFL championship belt now around her waist and $1 million now added to her bank account, it's pretty fair to say that was a good night at the office.
Dangerous! Dakota! Ditcheva!
Having just her second contest in the no-barred violence of MMA, she collided against a wrestler from Manchester, Levi Steedman, who also had a dangerous submission game. Opening the fight, Dakota missed with a big right hand, but the knee to the food basket wouldn't miss. Paying zero respect to her opponent's baby factory, she uncorked harder knees. The vicious shots were landing, but her power was missing. But even in the grappling department, Ditcheva was too strong. Not wasting any time on the ground like these beta females, she went straight to applying damage.
Get Dakota back into a guard.
Dakota opened the second round with the kind of aggression only seen in the male divisions. But she was soon sent on a ride in the air as her rival secured a double leg slam.
Beautiful work from Dakota. Levi drives her into the cage, picks her up and dumps her.
Steedman controlled Ditcheva easily, and the newbie was now getting a taste of MMA's brutal ground game, but found her way back up.
She's going to take some shots on the just as I say that, she starts to throw.
Now, she was ready to unleash, stunning her opponent with a big right hand.
Throwing them kicks.
Ahead of the third round, both ladies had a gentlemanlike agreement to throw down.
This third round, Levi trying to get the crowd.
You know, one of these girls can big tall girl.
Oh, nice right, left hand from Levi.
Another destructive right hand sat Steedman on her butt.
Expect Levi to level change any second. Oh, I think she went to, but it's got flipped at the same time.
Hugging for dear life.
Backs out a little bit there, but she's going to go for that take.
Like out of a Wonder Woman movie, Dakota released a 3-piece and a soda, then transitioned to a guillotine choke.
Big uppercut. Level change once again from Levi. Going for the choke here.
Yeah, look at that front choke.
Suicide roll.
But her opponent was saved by the bell. Cupping her ears to those who doubted her abilities in MMA, she started the demolition that would set the world of MMA on fire. As an amateur, she fought for the UKFC flyweight title and competed against the blonde monsteress Shauna Bannon, who would later make it to the UFC. It was a contest both in strikes and in looks.
Exchanging leg kicks.
And I'm excited to see this striking exchange between the two. Man, and I called a number of her fights at the IMAFs.
Both exchanging bombs, it seemed Dakota had met her match.
Close quarters, working in the clinch. A separation, catches the kick. Shona barrels in like...
In the second round, Dakota destroyed Shauna's knees with mean intentions.
Dakota again working that lead.
But the ferocity of Ditcheva's strikes soon turned her rival into a wrestler. But Dakota showed no mercy.
Oh, now they have space. Oh, tries to meet you with a string. And again, the clinch is in this time. Dakota turns early. Tie plum clinch. Oh, that's a big knee. Oh!
And they've gone the distance. Dakota looks confident and happy. In the red corner!
My AI robot brain thinks Dakota Ditcheva is hot and deadly. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Have a good day and goodbye.